Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 6 here at Shamrock Valley. Right, this morning we are going to do some seeding. I've just been having a little look at the crop rotation plans, and I think in field 1 I think we're going to seed wheat in year 1. Second year we're going to seed canola. I think that's going to be the plan, and in the other arable field we're going to sow oat and sunflowers, because they're going to give us the best yields. The 1.2 on the right hand side is like the yield, how high it's going to be. So at the moment we can't really sow oat at the moment because it's still too cold, but we can sow wheat looking at the weather map, so we should be okay. We might lose a little bit through frost damage or whatever, but as long as it stays relatively warm we should be okay. So yeah, the yield is on the right hand side, the little numbers on the right hand side. When you change the crops it goes up and down depending, and 1.20 is like the highest yield you can get, and certain crops will change the yields depending on what you plant the following year. So if you look on there, they're all the highest yields we can get at the moment. The fallow bits at the top shows where our fields have been fallow for the last 2 seasons, last 2 growing seasons, if you like. So yeah, I'm just having a little look through what others, and I think probably sunflowers maybe in our other arable field. Just having a little look through. So yeah, possibly sunflowers. They're quite high in price, and if we get a good yield on them, we'll maximise our profits. Just like to say thank you to some more subscribers that I've had on the channel as well. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. It'll help me out massively. Helps me out if I know who's watching and who's listening, and if people are enjoying it. So yeah, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. So yeah, we can't really sow oat at the moment, as it says it's too cold. The numbers on the left hand side give us the temperatures. Where it's blue, it's going to be too cold to sow those at the moment. So we're okay to do wheat at the moment. I've had a little look at the weather map, and we should be okay for those. Temperature, I mean, we could wait for the most optimum temperature, and before we know where we are, we're coming into early summer and we'll never get any crops in the ground. So it's come to a point that we need to get the crops in the ground and just get going, really. So we're going to head up to field 1. Let's pull out the yard. I'm also thinking of doing some silage in our cattle field, in the cow field, because we've got quite a large cow field there. I might turn some of that grass area into silage to try and generate a bit more money. That might be done next episode or before next episode. Just drop this down. So yeah, just like to say thank you to the people that have subscribed over the last week or so. Massive thank you. Helps out massively, and it's good to see people are enjoying it and subscribing to the channel. You can follow me over on Twitter at ThisGamingMan if people are on Twitter. Notice we've got some weeds in this field as well. If you don't know, you can just sow straight over the weeds if you sow in. You can do it with go over with a cultivator as well. At this point it will just remove the weeds from the field. But once we've got crops in the ground, we'll either need to use a weeder or we'll need to spray them off once they get to a certain size. At this current growth side, we'll be able to use a weeder. If these were in our fields when they've got crops in the ground, you can use weeders. But once they get like a head of sort of flowers on them, we'll have to spray them. We might have to You might have to spray some of those maybe if they're in a crop field. The little ones, you can just use a weeder. But once they get like a head flower, you have to spray them off. So how's everyone keeping? Everyone keeping well? I hope so. Been a crazy few months. So yeah, thinking of doing, like I was saying earlier, thinking of doing some silage in the cow fields, some more silage. Just need to generate some money really. Would like to get another tractor, and looking at this map, it's quite difficult to generate money. It's a bit of a challenge, which quite relishing to do, to be honest. If you've not checked out the video, I did a part 2, an episode 5 part 2, which I went around and did a load of fertilising contracts. It was kind of like a bonus video. I recorded it and didn't really know what to do with it, and decided that I'll release it early and put it out as a bonus video. So yeah, if you've not already checked that out, go and check that out. There's no jump cuts or anything. It's like 30 minutes of me just doing fertilising contracts, chatting away. Yeah, we need to generate some money, and I think at the moment, as we've got the silage equipment and we've got extra grass in the cattle fields, it makes sense to just try and capitalise on the grass in the fields and try and generate some money that way. I would like to get like I say, another tractor. We also need like a baling trailer as well. Whether we rent one is another thing. I could rent one. For the time being, I'll pick up a really cheap one. There's some cheap ones around which we could load up with the telehandler and just take down to the biogas, take the silage bales down to the biogas plant. Missed a bit there. Oh, there we go. I think we're back on now. Yeah. So yeah, so try and generate some money using the silage. Because we don't have any crops anymore. We've sold all the crops that were in our silos. So we need to, like I say, generate some money. And the thing is, if you want to buy fields as well, that also costs money. We could get loans, but then you've got to pay interest on the loans as well. So if you haven't got a massive amount of money, getting a loan isn't always a great idea. It depends on which way you want to play. So I kind of would like to play it, relatively realistically. If we do get a loan, I'll have to try and earn enough money to pay a percentage, almost put a deposit down as if you would do in real life. But then in this country, I know of farms and farmers that have got massive loans that have taken out to buy machinery, milking parlours and things like that, like ridiculously huge loans that you just think, how are you ever going to pay some of this back? It's pretty scary, really. So I suppose in some ways getting a loan is kind of a realistic thing to do. But yeah, I know farmers that have got humongous loans for dairy, and you just think how dairy is at the moment. It's such a fragile industry. It seems like it's such a fragile industry. It's kind of scary. But then it's like with any kind of what I've discovered with farming and things like that, that it's a labour of love. It's definitely not something to do to make lots of money. it's a labour of love. It's something that you enjoy. It's a passion. But yeah, it's scary. Some of the stories that I've heard of farmers that I know, with some of the loans that they've got. I mean, some of them have got money tied up in land, and they've got a lot of credit and things like that through things like that. But even so, anyway, still carrying on with this field. Still not 100% decided what I'm going to do with the straw in this. Well, obviously we're going to collect it. I quite fancy using the Crone pelletizer, but the problem is I haven't got a powerful enough tractor to run it at the moment. I think it needs a 350 brake horsepower tractor, and this is a 280, so we're a little bit short on the horsepower. So we are running the straw harvest DLC. So I think we're going to do a jump cut time lapse for the rest of this field, or at least part of this field, and I think we will speak to you shortly. still carrying on. I think I mentioned well, I did mention earlier about using the pelletizer, the chrome pelletizer. The other problem with it is we can't really afford to buy one, so we're going to have to rent one, and they're quite expensive to rent. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know quite what to do with that at the moment. We need to, like I say, we've only got 27,000, but making some silage from the grass in the cattle field, not using all of the grass but some of the grass in the cattle field, we could generate a little bit of money. So we'll have to see how much we can make from that. I think we'll probably do that. I'll either do that off screen, or I might do that as part of a video next episode. It might be like a little intro bit of me doing it. That could be a possibility. I think we're nearly about done in this field. Still too cold though to do sow the other field, so we can't sow the other field today. That's going to have to be another day. The thing is, we need money to buy fields, to buy equipment, and it's just going to be a slow jaunt. But that's kind of what the game is. It's what it is. I've got a bit there. I've got that, I think. Yeah, I've got that bit. Just this bit here, I think. So yeah, we're making wool at the moment, making some money from the wool, so that's good. Cows won't start producing milk yet, so it's going to be a little while till they start producing milk. If you play the game without seasons on, they'll produce milk straight away, but if you've got seasons on, they'll take a few months before they start producing milk. And do this bit here. I think there's a few little bits on the ends as well. So yeah, let us know in the comment section below what you think, what we should be doing. Are we doing the right thing? Just go around the headlands now. That's that side done. Just have a quick look down the bottom, down this side. I think we've got pretty much it all. So that's our first field sowed. Yeah, that's all been done. Just this little bit up here actually. Just drop it down here. So yeah, that's our first field sowed. So I'll probably try and sow another crop in this field after we've harvested this crop, and we'll get some winter crop in. Get some like winter canola in and see how that does. See if that germinates over the winter and spring period next year. But that's a while away yet. That could all change yet. It's all weather dependent. But then that's the joy of seasons. So there you go. It's all got, it's 100% fertilised as well, so we don't need to fertilise it. We just need to keep an eye on the weeds, and that should grow. So have a quick look on the map. So yeah, there you are. It's been planted. And it's got wheat in, so that's all good. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the new subscribers. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please hit the like button below if you enjoy the video. And until the next time, we shall see you soon.